The government is introducing accelerated write-offs for capital investments. Some businesses will be able to immediately write off 100% of their investments for machinery and equipment used in manufacturing and processing, as well as clean energy equipment. All other businesses will be able to write off 3 times more than they do now. But the new measures will end by 2027 and are expected to cost the federal government $14 billion in lost tax revenue over the next 5 years.
I've had the opportunity to talk to business leaders across the country and talk about what they would need in order to make the kind of investments that will keep our job creation going. And this is the sort of measure that I've heard is what will be required.
The government will also inject $1.1 billion over the next 6 years as part of a new export diversification strategy. The goal, to increase Canada's overseas exports to new markets by 50% by 2025. As for trade within Canada, the government promises to work with provinces and territories to ease the rules around transport, harmonize regulations in the construction sector, and allow greater movement of alcohol between provinces. A new social finance fund, close to $800 million over 10 years, will help charities and not-for-profits find new sources of funding, including in the private sector. The economic update also includes help for the struggling media industry. News organizations will be able to set themselves up as non-profit organizations and receive charitable donations. There's also a new refundable tax credit for news organizations to support labor costs, as well as a new temporary and non-refundable tax credit for subscribers to Canadian digital news media. In all, the economic update includes nearly $18 billion in new spending or tax cuts over the next 6 years. That will mean higher than predicted deficits over that period, $19.6 billion next year, shrinking to $11.4 billion in 23-24. But over that time, the government expects to bring the debt to GDP ratio down from 30.9% to below 29%. And as expected, the economic update includes no timeline for a return to balanced budgets.
Our debt as a function of the economy is the lowest among G7 countries. Not just the lowest, but about under half of the next country. So we're in a very good position, and if we can continue to reduce that amount of debt, it ensures that we're resilient in the face of challenges. That's what we're trying to achieve.